What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the garage. Today we have a clear driveway. So I've been meaning to work on the CRX because I know we are nearing 20,000 subscribers, and I truly cannot thank you guys enough for the support. And before we go boost, because that is what we're going to do when we hit 20K for those that are new, I want to get the CRX like kind of worked on and kind of prepped to kind of you know, get it ready to rock and roll again before we turbo the car. And there are a few things that I need to do that I want to do today now that Eric's car is off the driveway. And you've probably seen the beginning of this video. I'm gonna DIY make a hydro e-brake for the rear using the Hasport cable to hydro actuator, which in theory is the same thing, except instead of running a cable through here, I'm gonna make a long billet handle to you know, pull this lever to engage the fluids on the master to the rear brake lines. But may or may not get to it today, but I am going to move the CRX right here and be able to work on it without being drenched in the sun. And I'm going to be working on the catch can because nobody's doing laundry. That means 220 volt is available. I have the catch can right there, and I'm going to be trying to weld it up and move into something else on the car. But we'll figure that as we go. I still got to clean all of that right there, which is all the crap that came out of Eric's car. And then the transmission is going to be sold $75 without the starter. And then I'm going to take this long block, throw it in the backyard, take the piece of crap long block that's been put away and junk that one in place of this one, because this one ran and the other one doesn't. So a lot to do, plenty of time. Let's get cracking. Man, I may have to give this car a wash too, because I can feel all that crazy sap on here. And hell, I might even go to Harbor Freight and get a new grinder and maybe start dieting this car a tad bit more. Well, I've decided to wash the car first before I throw it on the driveway because it is super duper grimy. And who knows, maybe I'll try to cut and polish the $50 paint job and get that grade to pop. So here are the pieces I cut out for the catch cans weeks and weeks ago. Just barely getting around to having free time to weld it up. So this is practically the design that I'm going to be going with 2 ports on the top and then a filter right here. I have the hood on the wagon open because I'm going to be using the filter as a reference, and then pretty much DIY make that top tubing for where the filter sits, since I don't know where to buy the freaking tubings from. Or I do, but like they don't have some of the sizes that I need. But I'm gonna DIY that, and I'm gonna tack it up, and then I'm gonna move it over here, the catch can, and then I'm gonna fit it and make sure everything's good, make sure the fittings will fit with the hood closed. And then once everything is squared out, I'm gonna fully weld it shut. But first I'm just gonna tack it, and then I gotta put the baffle inside of it, and then tack the baffle to the can and then enclose it. So let's get to it. Catch can tacked all into place, and my baffle is looking like that because I really don't want to sit there and try to make like a maze for the oil to get to the bottom of the catch can. That will do. I don't mind the splish splash as long as it's not coming up a lot into the filter and soaking it up. I'm not worried about crazy blow by either, because this car doesn't really have a huge amount of blow by, but it is fitted in place. And I'm just kind of looking like what could I use to make tabs to hold this catch can into place. And this is made to sit on the rail right there, so that way it kind of support it from drooping down, and then having like 1 or 2 brackets to hold it in place will definitely hold it in place. So it looks good. It clears a charge pipe, and probably going to cap the front side right there, and then drill the holes for the top, and then fully weld it. So I don't know if you guys remember when I made the charge pipe for Zosh, I made his blow-off valve flange strictly from scrap metal as well. Like, it wasn't a pre-made flange. I made it from like a bunch of material I had lying around, and it seems to be working out fine for him. So what I'm about to do right now, since I don't have any tubings for the breather, this is 1.25 inches. All I'm gonna do is take this 2.5 right here, and I'm gonna cut it right down the middle, and then I'm gonna fold this until it is the you know, ID of 1.25 inches, and then I'm gonna weld the seam, and then I'm gonna weld this onto the top of the catch can. On top of the catch can for the breather. So that way, when I get a new breather, I have a port for it. Oh, that is, I love aluminum welding. Once I get everything dialed in, like it's so fun. When you don't dip, it's so fun. I'm gonna take a quick break, grab some lunch. So before I left, I made another pass on the opposite end, and I dipped hella hard right there. Anyways, I'm gonna finish welding this thing completely. There's my hole for the I should have showed it to you guys real quick. So here's the piece that I hammered and put together. I'm gonna sand that flat. That's gonna go right there, and then the filter goes right there, and then the 2 bungs go right there, and starting to look more and more like a catch can. So once I finish welding all of this, I'll mock up all the tabs and everything, and maybe we'll get that installed today. A million years later, catch can is done. I had a hard time welding this neck piece that I made. I kept burning through where I welded the seam or whatever, but nonetheless, I got it all welded up. And yeah, I need to make these little brackets to hold this in place, and then maybe today we'll build the line as well, and then just have the catch can all, you know, permanently in place. So let me see, I haven't tried it yet. And then I'm gonna need a filter as well, because this one belongs to the wagon. Oh look, it's pretty snug, right? So it's gonna be like right there somewhere, and then a bracket, probably one right there going to the brake prop valve 10mm bolt, and then maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna have to figure another spot to mount it, so we have 2. Unless that one right there will be sturdy enough, then I'll just leave it as 1. But yeah, I'm gonna fab something up real quick, then we'll go and build the lines. Got a tab, weld it right there, and now the catch can is like, it ain't going nowhere. I thought I bought more 90 degrees, but apparently I got 2 45s and 2 90s. Looks like the 45s aren't going to work, so I'm gonna have to order 2 more 90 degrees from Summit Racing. You can see it points right at my intake manifold, and then this looks retarded. This one is literally in the way of the hose, in the way of the bracket. 290 degrees, so I don't have to recut hoses again. I'm just gonna leave that where it's at, and then I'm gonna take the filter and put it back on my wagon, because I'm gonna get this car ready for Sunday. And I'm gonna let you guys sit and wait to figure out what's gonna happen for Sunday, but the wagon needs to run. I think what I'm going to do as far as today goes, or the rest of my evening, I'm just going to clean up all that crap right there, pull this transmission off, keep the starter, swap the roo with the long block in the backyard, get this one to be ready to toss, the other one, and then get that one ready to be sold. Put that all in the back of my dad's truck, because that's where all the scrap metals are at. And that may just be it for today, because can't do anything else as far as the catch can goes, because I need fittings, and everything else is gonna, you know, and everything else that I want to do for the CRX, it's gonna take, well, I don't have parts, so I'm gonna try to modify my K20 Type S shifter into this car, and actually gonna have to source some shift cables as well, because the one that I have right there I actually sold, and my buddy's gonna be picking it up tomorrow, so I need to source some for myself now, and swap out the cables, or I can make a shift stop, because technically if I don't go past where second and fourth gear gets into, the car grabs gear just fine. I don't know, we'll figure it out. But as far as right now, this is the motor that came out of the blue 4-door that I sold last year. The block has no compression whatsoever. It doesn't hold on the leak down test, and it's a rebuilt head, but I'm not gonna sit here and pull it off. I'm just gonna pretty much take this one in place of that one, since that one ran and it has like new water pump, timing belt, and everything else on it. I know it runs, so I'm gonna take this, put it in the backyard in place of this one, and have that one be tossed. So like I said, I'm gonna give the guy till the weekend to come pick up this transmission. Otherwise, I'm gonna toss that with this, along with everything else that is trash. And I just finished pulling everything that I need off of it and everything that's junk, and now I'm gonna move everything around and be done with this. Got all this crap cleaned up right here, looking a little bit better. I'm gonna toss that in the recycling bin. And then this motor, I'm just gonna wait until my buddy Eric calls, his free metal guy, to come pick this up, and everything else in my dad's truck. But as far as today goes, I'm gonna cut it here, guys. I know I didn't get to the lines for the catch can, but I'm gonna place an order right now when I get into my room, wait for that to come in, then we'll build that another day. But possibly tomorrow, I'm gonna do one of the few things: cut the webs out of the CRX, or install the new plexi windows by yours truly, YNS Lexan, or make a custom hydro e-brake so we can preload it a little easier and do a better burnout, or make a custom radiator for the H22 CRX, because you guys obviously know we are getting ready for boost. That's why I made the catch cam, and I've had this for quite some times now. I just never really like finalized what I wanted to do as far as building a custom radiator. I'm definitely going to cut out this tank right here, make it bigger or thicker so we can have more capacity. But then again, it's a drag car. I don't really need a crazy big old cooling system. I just need one that will keep the coolant cool going down the track and back. Here's a small fan that I pulled off the AC system on Eric's car. Seems to have fit right here perfectly, so I'm going to trim it down a little bit, make it narrow, kind of like the Speed Factory one, the CFS, and then or CSF, and build a custom short mounted radiator. A lot to expect in the days to come, but tomorrow Victor's going to come by, the one that gave me the free LS motor, picking up my K20A2 transmission, spare one for the most part. I couldn't use the money. And then Sunday's gonna be pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed this little fabrication on the catch can. It was definitely fun doing it, and I'm hoping to do a lot more when we go boost. And I'm gonna go catch up on The Walking Dead. I missed all season with the busy month that I've had, and finally can say I can start catching up on The Walking Dead, guys. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.